Hey guys, Mike here from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics. I hope this video finds you well. Today we're going to go over some basic shooting fundamentals. Okay, Joe from Renegade Forest, which that sounds like a really cool place. Wouldn't you like to live in a place called Renegade Forest? He didn't put the state down or anything. He just said he's from Renegade Forest. So, Joe from Renegade Forest, this video is for you. Now, you guys out there that are experienced shooters, you may not find this very interesting, but if you do stick around and watch the video and you see something that I'm doing that you're not doing, or maybe vice versa, you can put it at the bottom of the video and leave me a message, and maybe I'll pick something up from you guys, and maybe you guys will pick something up from me. So here we go, Joe. In front of me we have this is an FTR with a Macmillan stock. And if you notice the stock cutout right here, this is very specific on hand placement, okay? This helps you get a purchase or a grip on the rifle the same every time. Now in the pistol handling world, we call it a purchase. When you grab the pistol, when you hold the pistol, you're grabbing that weapon and you got a good, nice purchase on that weapon, okay? I call this a purchase or a grip. You can call it 2 or 3. Actually, you're not gripping the rifle. You're just actually touching the rifle, okay? So we're going to go over a few things that I do as far as trigger placement, hand placement. And then we're going to talk about cheek weld. We're going to talk about how important that is and how important it is to break the cheek weld or not break the cheek weld, okay? Now, if you guys know anything about me, you know that I started off in Benchrest, okay? That was my first discipline as far as shooting rifles go. Now, I've always been a bow guy, okay? You know, your anchor spot on your face, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I know where my anchor spot is all the time, and you're constantly re-anchoring to shoot, constantly. And you know where your anchor spot is. If you're a bow bender, okay, that's what I did at school. I was in bow benders for 3 years. And that taught me a lot about anchor position, hand position, stance, and all that other stuff. And it directly went into the other disciplines of shooting, okay? We're talking about long-range shooting specifically today, F-class, PRS, whatever it may be. So we're going to dive right into this. We're going to look at a few different rifles, and we're going to show you the same basic technique on 3 different types of rifles, okay? So let's start here. I'm going to pause the camera and move it closer to the stock so you can see what I'm doing. All right, guys, we're behind the FTR Savage. Let's make sure that trigger's ready to go, and it is. So if you notice, we have a little key here. Savage has these. A lot of guys know that already. Now, I like to just barely depress that with my end of my finger. I'm not using the first digit, I'm using the end of my first digit to press that trigger. You see how light that trigger is, okay? So we're gonna go back like this. This stock is cut out for your palm to set here. I ride my thumb up here and I grab the trigger nice and slow, and I'll take up the travel just like a 2-stage trigger, and then I'm gonna pull the shot. You notice my finger's in line, okay? This digit is in line with my palm. Now, it's not perfect alignment, but it's dang close, okay? So I'm just gonna pull that trigger like this. And this is a good hand position. I go back to this hand position all the time on this specific stock, okay? So, there's the hand position. Now we're gonna change to a different rifle, and we're gonna go over the same thing. Stand by. All right, guys, we're back. We have an MPA chassis in front of us. This is my Rim X. Same basic concept. I've got my trigger finger here. It is parallel with my palm. Take up the slack in the trigger and snap the shot. Same thing again. My end of my index finger is parallel with my palm. And I snap the shot. Now you notice this technique, this grip technique, I'm not actually gripping the rifle, I'm holding here. I'm squeezing gently. I'm not really trying to torque the rifle or anything like that. Now, if you shoot bows, you'll understand what torque is with your left hand. You can't torque the bow and throw your shot off, okay? I don't want to apply any torque with my right hand. Just like so. You change rifles, stand by. All right, guys, this is my Benchrest rifle, or my F-class rifle. It used to be a Benchrest rifle. It's been turned into an F open rifle. There's a chambered in 6 Creedmoor. So here we go. Same basic technique. Now this stock isn't conducive to a 90-degree grip, okay? So I'm having to turn my hand a little bit, but it's still the same grip style. Still using the end of my finger, and the end of my finger is parallel with my palm, and I pull the shot off straight back, just like so. Now that is a single stage trigger, where my other guns are dual stage triggers or 2-stage triggers, okay? So let's pause the video and we'll hang up the target and we'll talk about cheek well. Stand by. All right, guys, we're gonna establish a quick zero here real quick. Make sure the gun is where I left it a couple weeks ago. Looks like everything's level. We'll shoot for that zero spot down there. We got the camera running. Okay. Didn't have the scope all the way on zero. Here we go again. Looks pretty good to me. So what we're going to do is I've got down there on that target, I've got on and off. So on means I'm going to be on the gun. Off means I'm going to do 3 shots off the gun. So I'm going to do 3 shots at 3 different targets. I'm going to go on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay? So I'm not making myself comfortable in any position other than good technique. Okay? So here we go. Let's make sure we got 5. Just put 10 in there, and we'll do 3 shots on each sticker, and we'll come on and off the gun each time. All right, so first one to be on, so upper left. Okay, now I'm gonna come off the gun, sandbags down. I'm gonna re-sandbag. I'm gonna shoot the off. Off a gun again. Come back. I broke my cheek weld here, guys. Now you remember I started in Benchrest. Those guys don't. They let their guns free recoil. So I've broke my cheek rest. I'm back on. Okay, back off the gun again. Back on the gun. All right, so we shot 6. We got 4 left. Put another 5 in real quick here. Now I'm gonna say your cheek weld is important, okay? Don't get me wrong on this, but your grip is every bit as important on the rifle as your cheek weld is. Pull my sandbag. This is gonna be a group with me on the gun. Look pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go off the gun 3 times. My sandbag here. All right, about done, guys. We're about done. The groups are looking pretty good down there. I'm gonna do 3 shots on the gun again. Now you notice my cheek weld is not changing. I'm doing the same thing every time. Make sure my gun's level. I shoot a nice little group here. Boys, that was a nice little group. All right, now we're gonna go off the gun. Let's see if we can duplicate that same group going on and off the gun. First one looked good. Let's put 2 more there with it. Okay, last shot, boys. We have a pretty nice little group there. Can the general do it? More importantly, can I do it? The general can do it. See if I can do it. Right there in that little hole. Oh! Oh, that was close. All right, guys. Let's get back inside for some final thoughts, because it is freaking humid out here. Stand by. All right, guys, here we go. As you can tell here, I got my zeros here. I had that flyer, or not a flyer. I just didn't adjust my scope. I had my right to left not zeroed out. So I zeroed my scope out, shot 4 rounds right there. Now, I've done this cold, guys. I don't do a lot of shooting beforehand and then get everything just right and then make a video. I try to do it as real world as possible, okay? So what I mean by that is I do it without practicing. Okay, I practice enough all the time anyways, might as well practice on camera. So here we go. The first on the gun was 0.33, the first off was 0.38, so there is some difference. The second one was 0.18 and 0.32 off the gun. Now, as I warmed up here, you can tell I'm getting better and better, okay? So down here at the bottom, I shot a 0.11. All those bullets went pretty much right in the same hole, and I'm really not sure how you would calculate the center to center on there other than basically guess at it. So I guessed at this because I really couldn't measure it. That's a 0.11 for 3 shots. Now over here, I shot a 0.26. If you look at the scale, 26, 32, 38. I got better as I warmed up. Same over here. Still, I stayed on the gun. I got better as I warmed up. So there is a difference between staying on the gun and coming on and off the gun. Is it a huge difference? Depends on what you're doing. If you're shooting like a fly match with a 22, I would assume that you'd want to try to stay on the gun as much as possible. If you're constantly breaking your cheek weld, you know, you might have similar results. Now, this is my results. Other people's results may vary. This is just a video that I was asked to do and show my results. Now, it's all about good fundamentals. The better fundamentals you have, obviously, the better groups you're going to have, okay? Stand by. Doing videos like this is great ideas, because then you kind of learn what other people across the country are doing that you may not ever get an opportunity to shoot with, I mean, really ever. A lot of guys watch these videos that I will never get to meet in person. And that's a shame, but it's cool that we have this platform to communicate on, okay? Joe, I hope you like the video. I hope you gain a little insight from it. And I hope you guys paid attention to what I was doing, and maybe you guys do something different that you could share with me, okay? So it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys watching if you've hung out this long. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you are interested in an Arkin scope, my code at Arkin is PHSO. I've got a lot of flack over my myth busting video, but guys, it's just the truth, okay? If you guys want to watch that video, or if you haven't watched it, just give it a look and see what you think. I was being totally upfront and honest about my findings with the scopes that I use versus other scopes. Check it out and see what you think. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.